Chemical guys or P&S? Let's find out. Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to Turner Mobile Detailing. Today we're going to be comparing two very popular car shampoos. One of them is newer than the other. Our first shampoo is Chemical Guys Citrus Wash and Gloss, and then somewhat new to the game is P&S's Pearl Auto Shampoo from their Double Black product line. Now, a big reason that I'm doing this comparison is because I'm reevaluating some of the shampoos that I use. I reevaluate some of the products that I use from time to time just to make sure I'm getting the best value and I'm getting the best performance out of the money I'm spending for the service that I'm providing. In this case, as a detail business, amongst others, I provide a basic detail package, particularly an exterior package. And the shampoo that we use for this package is a pH neutral soap. Now, for a long time now, I've been using Chemical Guys Citrus Wash and Gloss for this service, but I thought it'd be a good idea to give P&S's new Pearl Auto Shampoo a try to maybe replace my Citrus Wash and Gloss. So today we're going to wash half the car with Citrus Wash and Gloss and the other half with Pearl. We're going to be testing how good it foams, the consistency of the product, and how easily it dilutes in water. We're going to be testing how slick it is on the panel, how much lubricity it provides in order to prevent any kind of marring on the surface. Of course, we're going to be testing its cleaning ability. And then finally, of course, we're going to be comparing its value. How much does it cost? What sizes is it available in? How much does each size cost? And also the price per ounce. And also an important factor is how many ounces does it take to do one car? That'll tell us about how much each product costs per vehicle. So we're going to be working on this Mercedes GL behind me. It's white, so we're going to be able to see all the dirt and grime and the traffic film that are on it really well. We're going to be able to get a good gauge, especially on its cleaning ability. So I'm going to start here on the passenger side and the front of the vehicle with Citrus Wash and Gloss, and then we're going to move over to the driver's side and the rear of the vehicle with P&S's Pearl. Now first I want to show you the consistency of Chemical Guys Citrus Wash and Gloss, and if you've ever used this product before, you know it's very thick. You can see how thick that is. I've got about 20 ounces of water in here and about 3 ounces of product. I actually diluted most of this morning in hot water because it is so thick it can be very difficult to dilute in cold water. So that's why we're going to be using the Citrus Wash and Gloss first. That's our consistency. It is a higher concentration, but it is harder to dilute in water. So you decide whether that's a pro or a con for you. As you can see here on the passenger side, all the dirt and road grime, traffic film that's accumulated on the paint. We're going to see how well Citrus Wash and Gloss gets this off. Also, look at all the bugs on the front end. We're kind of out in the country right now, so there's a ton of bugs up here. And Citrus Wash and Gloss is a little on the acidic side, and acidic cleaners are typically better for bug and tar removal. So we'll see how that performs too. And now we're looking at our driver's side. This is the side that we're going to be using P&S's Pearl Auto Shampoo on. You can see lots of road grime on this side too, just like the passenger side. Lots of traffic film and overall gunk. Now the rear may not have bugs and tar, but it does have a bunch of gunk and grime and film right under here where the license plate is. So we're going to see how well Pearl Auto Shampoo does against this junk too. one thing I can say for sure is that it's hard to beat a Chemical Guys shampoo when it comes to foaming. This foam is nice and rich and thick, and it's going to provide some good dwell time for the cleaners and surfactants to do their job. So we're going to let it sit and dwell for a few minutes, and then we're going to rinse it down and see if it removed any of that road grime and traffic film from the side of the panels, and then also if it took off or at least loosened some of the bugs and junk from the front of the vehicle, all without having to even touch the paint. Okay, so we're pretty well rinsed down. As you can see, the Chemical Guys Citrus Wash and Gloss really did not provide any pre-cleaning power against the bugs and junk on the front of the vehicle. Let's go take a look at the side panels and see if our road grime and our traffic film on the door panels are any better. So here's our door panels and our rocker panel on the passenger side of the vehicle. We did just a pre-wash, no contact wash yet. And you can see it looks a little bit better. I'm going to say it looks better. It did take off some of the grime, some of the film. So that right there is a plus for Citrus Wash and Gloss. Now that we've done our contact wash, our side panels look much better. All the loose and non-bonded contaminants have pretty much been removed. The bugs and tar, however, there's still a few little spots. But a pH neutral soap, I really don't expect to have that aggressive cleaning ability to remove the kind of bugs that are on this vehicle. It's cicada season up here in Bucks County, so there's some pretty big bug splatters on this vehicle. Even a high pH or really acidic soap or highly acidic shampoo would probably have trouble taking these bug splatters off. Okay, so we've washed the front and the passenger side of the vehicle with a pre-wash and a contact wash using Chemical Guys Citrus Wash and Gloss. It did pretty good, pretty much what I expected. It didn't remove everything, but for the amount of junk that's on this car, especially the bugs, I feel it did pretty well. It provided a ton of slickness and lubricity on the panel, really thick really thick suds to help my wash towel easily glide across the panel, eliminating the chance of scratching the paint. So now we're going to move over to the driver's side of the vehicle and the rear of the vehicle, and we're going to be using P&S's Pearl Auto Shampoo. Okay, so we put another about 20 ounces of water in our foam cannon reservoir, and as you can see, the Pearl shampoo is much thinner than the chemical guys. It's very thin, which means it's not as concentrated, but it will dilute much easier, meaning you won't need to use hot water to thoroughly dilute it or mix it into the water, which is a plus, but you're going to use more product. So we've got about 6 ounces of Pearl Auto Shampoo in our foam cannon reservoir, along with about 20 ounces of water. Let's see how it foams up. Okay, so this stuff foams up really well too, although at a higher dilution ratio. And on a side note, it smells amazing. It smells something like lemon icing on a lemon cake, something like that. Way better scent than the Chemical Guys Citrus Wash and Gloss. So we're going to let it sit for a few minutes and see if it can break down and emulsify some of the dirt and grime and traffic film that are on the panels, especially the lower areas of the doors, the rocker panel, and also that rear section around the license plate. Okay, so now that we've rinsed off our pre-soak with Pearl Auto Shampoo, you can see that a lot of the junk and garbage that was on the lower sections of the door panels and the rocker panel is still present. Unfortunately, it didn't remove nearly as much as I hoped it would. Let's check out the rear panel and see if any of that gunk and grime near the license plate has been taken off. So here we have that area of really nasty traffic film and junk stuck to the rear side of the vehicle. I don't really see much of a difference, maybe a little bit. If you see a difference, please let me know in the comments below. But so far, the pre-soak with Pearl Auto Shampoo has not lived up to expectations. Even this junk on the glass, hopefully the camera is picking it up, but you can still see the area where the windshield wiper cleaned and where it doesn't. You can see this line, very distinct line between here and here. So unfortunately, this pre-soak with P&S's Pearl Auto Shampoo really has not impressed me much. So even though Pearl didn't do so hot as a pre-soak, we really can't expect too much from a fairly pH neutral or pH balanced shampoo. If you really want a good pre-soak, you've got to go with something much more alkaline, something like Purple Power's Vehicle and Boat, CarPro's Lift, or even 3D's Super Pre-Soak. So I was pretty impressed in the foaming ability of both of these shampoos, especially the Citrus Wash and Gloss. As I said before, it's really tough to beat a Chemical Guys shampoo when it comes to foaming in a foam cannon. But I think it's noteworthy to say that both of these products foamed well, even with the use of my electric pressure washer. Now I'm using an Adams electric pressure washer, their 2.0 version. It puts out about 1800 psi, and it's only got a 1.4 GPM rating, which is gallons per minute, which is decent, but how these shampoos performed with only 1800 psi and 1.4 GPM, I'm pretty impressed by that. The biggest downside to the Pearl is that the dilution ratio is really high. In order to get a nice frothy foam, you're going to use a lot more product than the Citrus Wash and Gloss. Okay, so now let's take a look at our results after we've done our contact wash. Our panel looks obviously cleaner. it's gonna be after a contact wash every time. There is still some bonded junk to this front door panel, but again, a pH balanced or fairly pH neutral soap, even though Pearl is a pH of 8, we really can't be expecting it to remove really heavy gunk and grime such as bugs and tar. Now let's look at our rear panel to see what that looks like. So the rear windshield glass, as you can see, looks much cleaner. There's no longer a differentiating line between where the windshield wiper was and where it didn't clean. Also down here next to the license plate area, see it's nice and clean now. During a contact wash, Pearl had no trouble taking that off. I'm really not surprised. That was just some dirty film. It's not anything really intense like bugs or tar. Okay, now to summarize how our two shampoos did against each other. First, we tested Chemical Guys Citrus Washing Gloss, and then we tested Pearl Auto Shampoo from P&S from the Double Black line. So as far as foaming ability, I think they both did really well. As I mentioned several times before, the P&S is about double the dilution ratio. So again, you're going to be going through product faster than the Citrus Washing Gloss. But I have to give a slight edge to the P&S Pearl in the foaming category because it seemed to cling to the panel a little bit longer than the Chemical Guys. The Citrus Washing Gloss seemed to weep off the panel a little bit faster than I would have liked it to, while the Pearl clung to the panel a little bit more, thus cleaning and emulsifying the dirt and film on the panel just a little bit more. Next was the Slickness. Again, as I mentioned before, I believe the Slickness was basically a tie, a wash, pun intended, for these two products. They were both extremely slick. They gave me plenty of lubrication on the panel with my wash towel. I was really happy with the lubricity that both these products provided. Next, the consistency. Obviously, the Chemical Guys is a much thicker product. It's higher concentrated. As I mentioned with the foam quality, you're not going to need to use as much product, but as I'm going to get to in just a few minutes, it does cost more. The P&S is really thin and runny. It does dilute easier because of that, so you don't need to use hot water to quickly and thoroughly mix the soap in with water, either in a foam cannon or in a bucket. So I guess a lot of this would depend whether you're a professional or just a weekend warrior. Do you not mind a product taking a little bit longer to break down in water like the Citrus Washing Gloss? Or if you're like me, I'm on a job, I need to be able to mix up my soap mixture pretty quickly to save time. So for me personally, I give the edge to P&S on this one. I can quickly make a soap mixture either in my foam cannon or my bucket. I don't have to worry about the soap not breaking down properly within the water and not getting a consistent foam or suds in my wash bucket. Now here's the big one, the product's cleaning ability. I do think the Citrus Washing Gloss cleaned a little bit better. They're both pretty much pH neutral. The Citrus Washing Gloss is slightly acidic at just under 7 in the high 6s, and the P&S Pearl is about 8, between 8 and 8.5 when diluted properly. So they're both pretty close to the neutral mark on the pH scale. With bugs and tar, you want something more acidic. However, the Citrus Washing Gloss really is not acidic enough to thoroughly break down the bugs, especially all the bugs that were on the front end of this car. As you can tell behind me, the car has been thoroughly debugged already. Off camera, I went and took care of that with some Citrol 266. So for the cleaning ability, I have to give the edge to Chemical Guys Citrus Washing Gloss. The Pearl cleaned well in the contact wash. I did have to scrub a little bit harder than I would have liked to with my wash towel. I don't really like to do much scrubbing at all, but there was a few spots that I did scrub a little bit just to see if the soap would take off some of the tar or bug spots, which it did touch them a little bit, but I felt I would have had to scrub too hard, so I just resorted to taking care of all that stuff with my Citrol 266 afterward. Now the big category, the value or the cost of each product. The Citrus Washing Gloss you have available in a 16 ounce, a 64 ounce, which is half a gallon, and a full gallon. The 16 ounce is going to cost you around $9, which is about 56 cents per ounce. The half a gallon, 64 ounce, is going to cost roughly $20, which is about 31 cents an ounce. And then you've got your gallon, which is going to set you back about $30, and that's roughly 23 cents an ounce. And then for our Pearl, which is only available in two sizes, a 32 ounce and a gallon, the 32 ounce is going to set you back about $15, while the gallon is only going to set you back about $25. The 32 ounce is about 47 cents per ounce, and the gallon is about 20 cents per ounce. So if you go with Chemical Guys Citrus Wash and Gloss, if you go with the gallon, which is the most economical, it's going to cost you about 75 cents per car. That's about 3 ounces either in your 32 ounce foam cannon or in a 5-gallon wash bucket. Now for the Pearl, again, if you go for the most economical option, which is the gallon, we mixed about 6 ounces in our 32 ounce foam cannon, although we only used about 20 ounces of water. And in a wash bucket, the directions say use 1 ounce per gallon of water. So it's about the same. You're going to use about 5 to 6 ounces in a 5-gallon wash bucket. So let's say 6 ounces at 20 cents per ounce. You're looking at about $1.20 per wash. So for most of the categories, I feel like Chemical Guys Citrus Wash and Gloss really is the better value. It did foam a little bit better, although it did weep off the panel a little bit faster than I would like. It had really good slickness, but Pearl also had good slickness, so that is an even tie. The consistency is a lot thicker. I like the thinner consistency because it's quicker to mix up, but with the Citrus Wash and Gloss, you're actually using less product. Cleaning ability, I really think the Citrus Wash and Gloss has the edge there. And the value, obviously you're going to spend less money per car wash than you are with Pearl. So that'll do it for our head-to-head comparison of these very high-quality car shampoos. You really can't go wrong with either one you choose. The differences are slight. It depends on what you like. Some of them are a matter of opinion, although you can't argue that the Citrus Wash and Gloss is the better value. So I hope you enjoyed this content. I hope you found it useful and informative. If you did, please don't hesitate to give us a like right down below. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel, where we do lots of product comparisons, product testing, how-tos, quick tips, and a lot more. As always, I'm Seth with Turner Mobile Detailing, and we'll see you in the next video.